There's a really up noise coming from the woods right now. It sounds like a woman screaming.
Sam had camped in countless places and experienced a few unsettling moments over the years. But this night was different. He had planned a stealth camp on land he was actually considering buying and wanted to make sure it felt right before making a decision.
So, full disclosure, I did not plan to come out and camp tonight. I looked at this property back around Labor Day weekend. It popped up at the end of August for sale. I do have a property tour video for this property that you have not seen yet. You probably won't see it until after this video because I have a deadline crunch to decide if I want to buy this property or not by tomorrow at noon. So this camp tonight is going to be this week's video. Again, I had no plans to come out tonight at all. My realtor called me yesterday and then followed up with me again this morning and said they are willing to take your number if you're still there. I said I haven't really thought about it in a while. My initial opinions on this property were it's great, but I would really like to find something more suitable to me. Price is nice. It's not 100% what I want, but it's in the it's close enough. So I threw a bunch of gear in my truck in about 20 minutes, drove out here. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. We've got a couple hours of daylight left, so we're gonna do a cozy, comfy truck camp tonight.
He parked up, set everything up, cooked some food, and watched the sunset by the river. The area felt peaceful, quiet, and completely undisturbed. Nothing seemed out of place until darkness took over.
There's a really up noise coming from the woods right now. It sounds like a woman screaming. I was sitting in my front seat with the heated seat on, warming up. It's been dark for a long time now, and it sounds like a woman screaming bloody murder. Listen. Literally, I'm freaking out right now. I don't know what the hell that was, but that has me absolutely terrified. I'm not lying. Literally, I don't want to be here anymore.
As Sam sat in his truck, surrounded by silence, he suddenly heard what sounded like a woman screaming. It wasn't distant or faint. It was intense, panicked, and full of distress. The sound immediately put him on edge. He stepped outside to investigate, but the screaming stopped. He called out into the darkness, his tension rising with every second of silence that followed. Something didn't sit right.
Hello? Are you okay? Are you okay? Something's right over there. Hello? We're getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. Don't like the feeling that I have. I don't like that feeling at all, so we're gonna go. We're just getting out of here. Nope, not gonna stay. I feel very unsafe right now.
Unable to shake the feeling, Sam jumped back into his truck, locked the doors, and drove toward the main road. But even as he left, the guilt set in. He couldn't ignore what he'd heard, and his gut told him something was wrong.
I honestly feel like I need to call the state police or something and just tell them what I heard. I'm shaken up by that. I don't know. I can't prove or verify that it was a human, but I'm in my mind and gut and lizard brain, that was a woman screaming bloody murder. I don't know if I believe in ghosts or spirits or crazy stuff like that, and I'm so familiar with this area. I've slept out here dozens and dozens of nights, even including Uncle Albert's, probably 100 nights. Camping cabins, tents under the stars. I'm honestly like, I don't know.
It was Franklin TCO Griffin.
Yeah, hi. I'm out in... I was out camping and I heard, I believe it was a woman screaming in great distress.
So where are you, Sam?
I drove back...
Road. How far did you travel?
Probably a mile and maybe a little more.
Okay, and then you heard yelling coming from the Allegheny Rivers there. Do you think somebody along the riverbank?
I don't know. It sounded up, and I was on the phone with my wife with the windows up and the heat on, and I heard a woman screaming. And then I turned the heat up.
What was she screaming?
Just bloody murder.
Okay, so I guess what we're going to do is we're going to meet you. You're at the we'll send somebody down to speak with you, then you can show them where you were, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it.
He decided to call the authorities. As he waited, a tornado alarm suddenly blared in the distance, adding to the already overwhelming tension. When police arrived, he gave them a statement and showed them where he'd heard the screams.
There's a property for sale. I'm truck camping up there because I'm supposed to let them know tomorrow if I want to buy it. And I all of a sudden heard this blood-curdling scream like 50 times. All right, well, they're following me. This is insane. My nerves are shot. I'm being tailed by 2 Pennsylvania State Police officers as we head down this 1-lane gravel road into the abyss. I don't, you can't script this. I don't know why this kind of crap always happens to me, but here we are. They're checking out this cabin and it's making me extremely nervous. Let's get out of here. All right. They're out and about in the woods now with their flashlights and searchlights on. That entire time they surrounded that house or cabin next to my never gonna be property. They had their accoutrements drawn and were really, and I'm just trying to light them up with my flashlight, and they seemed very suspicious of me. It's pitch black, even if it's only 8 p.m. right now, and they don't know what they're coming up on. I never thought about that house or cabin next to me, but that's the first thing he said. He's like, you were camped in that cabin? I'm like, no. He's like, and he looked at it and he put his hand on his hip. You know what's on his hip? And I'm in shambles right now.
They discovered a house hidden deep in the woods and went to investigate, telling Sam they'd contact him if they needed anything further. Sam left shaken, unsettled by an experience he'd never had before. After all his time in the woods, nothing had ever felt like this. Whether someone truly needed help or something worse had happened, it was a feeling he couldn't shake. Emmy is a solo van lifer, traveling full-time with her cat Kelly. The 2 of them living out of her self-built camper and spending their days exploring wherever the road takes them. She's used to life on the move, but this night left her questioning everything. Her day had been normal. She ran errands, stayed busy, and eventually found a spot to camp for the night. Nothing seemed unusual as darkness crept in, and she settled down, expecting another quiet evening. But in the middle of the night, she was suddenly woken by loud banging on the side of her van.
Alright guys, that's someone banging on my van pretty loud. I'm not sure if he did any damage, to be quite honest. I don't know if he banged with a piece of wood. He banged on another van too. I'm gonna move.
The noise was aggressive and unexpected. Heart racing, Emmy grabbed her camera and began recording, trying to make sense of what was happening. A man was outside her van, shouting and banging, disturbing not only her, but another camper parked nearby.
So just to explain a little bit the situation, so a man who was just walking the street banged on my van, and the van behind me was a camper van, and we ended up following each other for a little bit just down the road. I went outside to make sure that the person was alright, nothing was damaged on their van, and it ended up to be one of my subscribers. So it was great. We just chatted a little bit, and we decided to following each other to another location. So it's so funny. The other lady is a subscriber. I didn't know it was a lady, and I didn't know she was a subscriber. So we just talked. She said that she's alright. She just wanna leave the area just in case that he's coming back. So we're gonna drive together to another spot. We're just gonna go at the rest area a little bit further down the road.
His behavior was erratic and alarming, and neither of them felt safe staying there any longer. They both decided to leave immediately. Emmy found another place to park and managed to get a little sleep, believing the worst was over. But the next morning, she discovered damage to her van. While they had made it out unharmed, the man's behavior seemed violent, and it left her wondering what could have happened if they'd stayed. Maddie was truck camping with a friend when their night was suddenly interrupted by someone pulling up nearby, clearly disturbed and possibly under the influence. After briefly leaving, the truck returned, and this time the man confronted them directly.
This guy coming back here in this pickup truck, this guy is a problem. This guy is dangerous. I don't know what his problem is, if he's drunk or high. If you would have saw what he just did, I couldn't grab the camera in time, but all of the dust, he came right in front of our campsite, started doing donuts for a good 1 solid minute, and then drove away. Here, there he is. Black pickup truck. Yeah, this guy's up to something. What? He's coming up here. Oh man, Chocolate Man's out there confronting him. I gotta get out here and see what's going on. I couldn't even get out of the van because it was too dusty.
Was that necessary? There's a lot of people out here. Okay, do what you want, bro.
All right, go ahead. Do what you want, bro. Do what you want. Do what you want. Have a good time. Man, all you gotta do is just leave.
Not really, but you keep moving.
Just go. Catch you later.
He left again, but not for long. Moments later, he returned with friends and began threatening them, claiming they were armed. That was enough.
All right, so I thought I had the video going, but all I got was a picture. So he went and got his crew, and they all came back, started swarming us. So bad stuff's about to go down. All right, we had to leave. They acting like they got guns, so I don't want to die. There's a chocolate man in front of me. Ron and Mark's right behind me. And we found another spot on I-Overlander. I know it's loud in here. This road is really washboard. So we all had to pack up pretty quick and go. The guy came back in another vehicle. So it's at least 3 of them. I know it's 4 of us, but we don't have guns. So I don't want to get all shot up. And this is not the first time this has happened. Something similar to this happened. Where was I? I can't remember. It was just drunks throwing. Oh, I know what it was. It was drunks throwing beer bottles, and they were a little too close for comfort. But these guys were gangsta acting, so time to move on.
Without hesitation, Matty and his friend packed up and left. When people start making threats and mentioning weapons, the risk is too high. And the only smart option is to get out. Some encounters don't need to escalate to be dangerous, and walking away can be what saves your life. James had been living in his van for 2 years and had never experienced anything creepy. He believed he'd been lucky, until this night proved him wrong. He parked up and spent the evening working before settling down for sleep. But in the middle of the night, a loud bang against his van jolted him awake. When he looked out of the window, he saw a face staring back at him. Shaken, he grabbed his camera and started recording.
So, got in bed, fallen asleep. Next thing, banging above my head. And you know when something completely... You know what it's like when you're fast asleep and something jolts you so much, you don't know what planet you're on. It's like my soul left my body, my heart. So I get so, I'm like, what's that? Who's that? What's going on? I didn't know where I was. And I pulled blind down. That was my first reaction. And there's a bloody face at the window. The most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. Face up at my window. And then there was some shouting and some banging. I couldn't make out what they were saying because I were all a bit, you know, we're all a bit hazy. And you know when people say, oh, last thing you think of is getting your camera. Well, I thought of getting my bloody camera this time. I thought, I'm getting this.
And you see a on the front, you follow with the brick. You follow with your follow with the brickman and on the back. You're not working no one. I'm not the third door. I'm not the private rig. I'm not a first, it's the English footballer. And I reef, I don't know what I mean. You see, when you put on the dead people, you're supposed to look.
The man outside began writing on the window, pacing back and forth, shouting and swearing. His words were incoherent, his movements erratic, and it was clear he was under the influence. James stood frozen, camera shaking in his hands, preparing to leave as the man continued circling the van, yelling and making no sense. The encounter dragged on, feeling like an eternity.
So I've got some nutter shouting outside then. Look at my shoes on.
I've been stabbing the back of the head, I'll have my legs drop, and then screaming to you, I can't get rid of this one. I've got some fucking steak. There's some fucking whiskey or something. You've got to hide this in your fucking way down to get it up. You want to do?
It's still there, look.
Eventually, the man left, leaving James inside his van, with his hands trembling and his heart racing. Nothing more happened that night, but moments like this are a reminder that when you're alone on the road, vulnerability can turn into danger in an instant. Dana had been living life on the road, trying to find herself and make the most of every day. But van life isn't always freedom and quiet views. Sometimes it's vulnerability. That morning had been calm. She spent time organizing groceries, making breakfast, and enjoying the simple routine before heading back onto the road to look for somewhere to camp for the night. Nothing felt off at first, just another day of traveling alone. But as she drove, things slowly began to change.
I'm gonna try. They've got a little dirt on them, but isn't that like healthy for you? Hashtag B12. A little dirt don't hurt. Cut to me shitting my brains out later. No, but seriously, where is the creep magnet in this van? Because I need to have it removed. There is a guy literally yelling at me and waving. Yeah, you see this? Go fuck yourself. He's like waving for me to go over there. I'm taking pictures of flowers, you dumb fuck. Does that ever work for that guy? Like, does he wave a girl down on the street? Like, literally, you're gonna turn around and come over here and bother me, dude. Seriously? No, guys, don't do that. So fucking annoying. I didn't even acknowledge him. I heard someone whistling and hollering and hooting. And dude, what is wrong with you? Seriously, am I gonna have to leave filming flowers in the middle of the day because some creepy dude? No, no.
A man in a van started whistling at her, waving and signaling for her to pull over and park near him. When he turned into a gas station and pulled over, she was left watching in her mirror, wondering if he was going to turn around and come back toward her. Dana later explained that over the last few days, she'd had several unsettling encounters with men, and by this point, the constant unease was starting to follow her everywhere.
I've been having issues with creepy people like the last 3 or 4 days. Maybe I need to like stop talking about it and putting that energy out, but like what the actual it's so annoying. Yesterday when I was filming, a guy drove by 3 times, left me his card, whatever. But then another guy, to come protect me, like pulled out a blade. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Not really, you have a blade out." It's so fucking annoying. I just want to like live in peace and not have to deal with creepy individuals. Anyway, it's the middle of the day. I'm at a freaking farm. Like, don't hoot and holler and wave me down. Okay, creepy guy's at the gas station. He's not coming over. Good choice, creepy guy. Good choice. I'm about to throw down. I was about to throw down. I'm so sick of it. I'm so annoyed. But we're gonna channel some meet the man of your dreams energy. We're gonna channel that today. So let's go to courtside.
No matter where she parked or how far she drove, she couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. When you're alone on the road, especially as a woman, it doesn't take much to feel exposed. And anyone watching closely can see just how easy it is to become a target. Jen is an experienced outdoors woman who spends much of her life traveling in her self-built camper. She's had her share of unforgettable moments on the road. The beauty, the freedom, and the calm. But this night turned into every van lifer's nightmare. Her day had started peacefully. She watched the sunrise, took in the stillness around her, ran errands, and later set out to find somewhere new to camp. She even spent time hiking, completely in her element. Everything felt familiar, safe, exactly the life she loved. But once darkness fell, that feeling disappeared. As she prepared for bed and continued filming, her attention suddenly shifted. There was a knock. Someone was outside her van.
I feel like I'm telling you like a ghost story. That is like ridiculous. It has been an insanely long day. I'm tired. I'm ready to go see my boys. I have an early flight tomorrow. I'm gonna drop off this van at 7. Yeah, I'm ready to go back. I think that this trip was so much that I needed, right? Is someone knocking right now? Oh, am I really getting the knock right now? Just open the... I have to be at the airport really early in the morning. Do you know somewhere close by that I can... Oh, where those trucks are?
Where the trucks are, and that little road that goes right...
I just have to put a few things away, and then I will be out of here. I've been knocked on. Okay, I gotta get out of here. This is the first Cracker Barrel that I've ever been kicked out of. Okay, I gotta go move. He gave me a nice spot though. My trip now feels complete. I wasn't expecting to be kicked out of a spot by myself. And feels the exact same as when I'm kicked out with Charlie in the van. I'm just ready to go to bed now.
A man asked her to leave. And although the situation eventually turned out to be harmless, the moment itself shook her deeply. No arguments, no charges, no escalation. Just the sudden realization of how vulnerable she truly was. Because when you're alone in a van, even the most harmless knock can feel terrifying. Van camping can offer peace, freedom, and unforgettable moments. But nights like these reveal just how quickly that can change. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more encounters caught on camera.